Alright, this is a little bit of an impromptu breaking news thing, real quick here. Uh, Evidently, a few days ago, the day after he fired Comey, President Trump had a meeting at the White House with some Russian diplomats. Wonderful timing, by the way. It's like you maybe move that down just a bit. It don't look good. Anyway, not important. What is important is that during that meeting, according to an article from pretty much everyone now. This particular version is from NPR. Trump evidently divulged a fair bit of highly classified intelligence to the Russian diplomats. Intelligence that really wasn't ours to give. And by that, essentially, what happened is it was a sort of like high level, really like absolutely in every sense of the word classified intel on ISIS. And it was intel that was given to the CIA or given to the U.S. government by someone else as of yet unknown, who really did not like the idea of it being shared and divulged. So basically, yeah, it's not good for whoever we actually got it from and U.S. relations. But anyway, I'll go ahead and read the article here, and well, I mean, it's all there is to it, really. All right. President Trump revealed highly classified information to two top Russian officials during a controversial Oval Office meeting last week, according to a report from the Washington Post. The Post, citing current and former U.S. officials, reported Monday evening that the information relayed by the president to Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and Ambassador Sergei and Sergei. I'm trying to think of a joke for that. It's like a trapeze performing crew or something. Anyway, the other Sergei Kislyak jeopardized. Reported Monday evening that the information relayed by the president to the Sergeis, added that part, jeopardized a critical source of intelligence on ISIS. The partner had not given the United States permission to share the material with Russia, and officials said Trump's decision to do so endangers cooperation from an ally that has access to the inner workings of the Islamic State. After Trump's meeting, senior White House officials took steps to contain the damage, placing calls to the CIA and the National Security Agency. This is code word information, said a U.S. official familiar with the matter. Using terminology that refers to one of the highest classification levels used by American spy agencies. Trump revealed more information to the Russian ambassador than we would have shared with our own allies. Trump also reportedly boasted to the Russians about the intelligence he was receiving. It sure isn't his intelligence that he was boasting about. Anyway, telling the two-man, I get great intel. I have people brief me on great intel every day. Fucking shitballs, really. This is our president. Anyway, moving on. Trump went on to discuss aspects of the threat that the United States learned only through the espionage capabilities of a key partner. He did not reveal a specific intelligence gathering method, but he described how the Islamic State was pursuing elements of a specific plot and how much harm such an attack could cause under varying circumstances. Most alarmingly, officials said Trump revealed the city in the Islamic State's territory where the U.S. intelligence partner detected the threat. See, that's a problem. A big fucking problem there, because... Say, okay, well... If they know where... If he told them where, like, what city... Or where the location was where they got this information... Then, and if that information leaks and gets to ISIS... They now have something to go on. If whoever gathered this intel has... like someone undercover or sort of inside the organization, then that could potentially expose them. Because now, it's not specifically saying that person there, but there's a possibility that, okay, well, now they can narrow it down. They know, okay, this intel came from this location, so who are the people at that they at least can narrow down to, like, okay, who's in the organization at that location, who might be a little sketchy as far as trustworthiness. You know what I'm saying? The Washington Post is withholding most plot details, including the name of the city, at the urging of officials who warned that revealing them would jeopardize important intelligence capability. So, I'm still a little fuzzy on exactly who has what, but evidently, according to this, the Washington Post has more information than what they're saying here. Like, the Washington Post knows the city. So, if the Washington Post knows, it's going to end up getting out. Anyway, including the name of at the urging of officials who warned that revealing them would jeopardize important intelligence capabilities. Greg Miller, one of the Post reporters who broke the story, told NPR's Ari Shapiro on All Things Considered that by sharing the information from another country, it could damage future intelligence gathering and U.S. relations with other partners. This is not intelligence that the United States gathered or owned. It wasn't up to the United States to share. And so doing really jeopardizes that relationship. It potentially damages trust that's critical to these kinds of arrangements. And I think that's one of the really big worries here, Miller told NPR. And in this case, it's important because this is apparently an ongoing stream of intelligence into Islamic State plotting. I mean, what could be more important? BuzzFeed also confirmed the Post report with one U.S. official saying that the disclosures from the president to the Russians were far worse than what has already been reported. The New York Times also noted that, quote, Trump's disclosure does not appear to have been illegal. The president has the power to declassify almost anything, but sharing the information without the express permission of the ally who provided it represented a major breach of espionage etiquette. And see, it's like another example of it's like, seriously, when it comes to the Donald, the dude needs to read the fucking manual. What was it? RTFM. Read the fucking manual. Seriously. Like, I'm sure they had briefings, they had training get-togethers, seminars, they had something to get them up to speed on what's going on and how they're supposed to be handling it. Especially with an absolute moron like this. I mean, he told the Russian government intel, divulged top secret intelligence on ISIS that America had no place to share. That is potentially putting at risk the assets that whoever we got it from has in place. And that, I mean, this is, come on, this is like the guy who's personally, potentially causing an international incident here. And, you know, it's not even the first time. It's like the guy is, like, seriously, like, Trump has had, in the past, has already displayed, like, no sense of, you know, knowing what he's doing when it comes to handling sensitive information. I mean, for crying out loud, there's actually one of my really early videos. It was a thing that they did with Intel. You know, basically Intel was planning to bring a U.S. silicon factory, like chip die factory. Basically, they were going to be completing the factory that they had started and then stopped before. Trump wanted to take credit for it. And so they had him in the Oval Office. They were like taking pictures and had a photo op and everything. And on his desk was a lock, like a zipper pouch with a lock on it, with the key in the lock. Evidently, that was the pouches, one of the pouches that they deliver the president's top secret briefings in. And it is, of course, one, supposed to be out of sight. Two, it sure as hell is not supposed to be sitting on his desk in plain view with the key in the lock when there are people in the office without security clearance. And here it is, top secret shit, just lying around. I mean, and just the hypocrisy of it all, like, and of course, like, I'm sure, look around. I'll post a link. I'll look around and see how many I can find. I'll post links in the description. You know, how many times he went after Hillary about mishandling classified info. And then he goes and gives, like, current high-level intel that's not his to give out to the Russians. Smooth move, Don. Smooth move. Anyway, this has run a bit long for a little impromptu thing, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching. I'll post a more thorough going over as information comes out later. So, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.